Today is Heatstroke Prevention Day and a critical reminder about the dangers of hot cars. Temperatures inside a vehicle can skyrocket in minutes, turning deadly, especially for children and pets. Jeanette Fennell is the president and founder of the national nonprofit Kids and Car Safety. She's joining us remotely to talk about the dangers kids face and what you can do to keep them safe. Jeanette, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate you helping us get the word out.
Yeah, you know, even on a mild day, the temperature inside a car can heat up pretty quickly, right?
That's for sure. I don't think people realize how quickly it happens and how much it can heat up. So let's say it's an 80-degree day, and in the first 15 or 20 minutes, that temperature can rise almost 20 degrees. So there you are at 100, and in Austin, where you have those really hot temperatures, it can go well over 150.
You know, I think sometimes people think, oh, but if I crack the window or if I park in the shade, maybe that'll make a difference. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, does it?
No, it really doesn't make that much of a difference. And truly, you're just maybe slowing the process down by 30 seconds because that car is just going to get just as hot.
And when we talk about children being more vulnerable, you know, explain for people who may not know why it is. We say this a lot, right? But tell people why we talk about children being so vulnerable, the most vulnerable inside these hot cars.
Well, people should realize that a child's respiratory system is not fully developed till they're probably about 12 or so. And, you know, what that translates to is they really can't sweat. They can't get that heat out of their body. And they heat up 3 to 5 times faster than an adult would. And, you know, when you're talking about very young children, like babies, they're rear facing in the back seat in a plastic car seat, and they have no way to escape. So it's very dangerous. If you see someone in that situation, don't hesitate. Make sure you get 911 there. And if you have the ability to get the child out, go right ahead and do it.
Yeah, we should point out Texas passed a law. You can break into a car and save a baby, and you will face no penalties if you break a window to get a baby out of a car. That was really important for lawmakers to pass that. I'm sure there are other places that have similar, legislation. Talk to us about the signs you should look for. If you see a kid in a car, should you maybe wait until you notice something is particularly wrong versus calling the cops before you break the window? Or, are there things you should be looking at, signs of distress in the child?
Well, one thing is you don't know how long that child has been in that vehicle when you notice there is a child in the vehicle. But if they're crying, if they have a red face or they look very flushed, any of those are immediate contact with the authorities and possibly even the need to break a window, because you need to get that child out just as quickly as possible when you're seeing those type of symptoms.
I think when we hear about these stories, the tragedies that happen linked to this, it's often, along the lines of it's out of someone's ordinary day that they have the child, they forget. What are some of the tools people can use or ideas you have for people if they are traveling with a child to make sure they get the kid out the car?
Well, the most important message is to understand that this can happen to anyone. And a lot of people say, no, it would never happen to me, until it does. So the first thing we call it the Look Before You Lock program. And it's easy, doesn't cost a penny. Anytime you arrive at your destination, you get out of the car, open the back door just to make sure no one's been left behind. And to reinforce that, we tell people, put your cell phone, your handbag, your employee badge, your lunch in the back seat on the floorboard in front of the child. So if you do that, that's another reason to open that back door to make sure no one's left behind.
Yep, good, solid advice. Jeanette Fennell is with Kids and Car Safety. Of course, you can go to their website to find more information and tips. We thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.